Hey, what's up everyone? Today I want to talk about something that I feel we're starting to forget, and honestly, it's kind of worrying. Recently, there was Hurricane Milton. Have you heard about it? Most people have just kind of accepted that natural disasters are something that happens. But it's a real threat, it's real life. I was watching how people reacted to it, especially streamers. Did you see it? One streamer was laughing on a live stream, cracking jokes, saying stuff like, "It's just a breeze, I could go outside and check it out." And it wasn't just him, there were tons of reactions like that. And I think this points to something serious. People are starting to stop taking real danger seriously. I think all this is a result of the comfort we live in. We surrounded ourselves with so many conveniences that we stopped realizing that real life, beyond the comfort of our homes, is full of actual threats. I remember how people used to react to hurricanes, panic, prepping, stocking up on food. Now, for some, it's just an excuse for content. People go outside in the rain for a few likes, and then they're surprised when they get swept away by the wind. We've forgotten that nature doesn't play around. What blows my mind the most is the growing immaturity around this. And don't get me wrong, I'm not against jokes or memes, but when people start treating real threats like they're just some kind of game, that's when it gets serious. It's like we live in a world where everything's becoming a fantasy. Just imagine, a hurricane that could knock down houses becomes meme material online. But when it comes to real consequences, no one's prepared. We live in a world where jokes have replaced actual preparation. Here's another interesting thought. How did we even get here? It's all thanks to our comfort. We've gotten so used to always having the internet, food at our fingertips, climate control. Because of all this, we've lost touch with reality. We cannot do anything at any time of the day, and it feels like life will always be this easy. But what if a hurricane literally cuts off that comfort? What if the power goes out and there's a storm raging outside? We won't have the internet to check what to do. We won't know how to act because we're not used to real problems. You know what else is interesting? It's almost like we're living in a fantasy. Each of us is a little bit of a main character in our own minds, and when real threats like a hurricane happen, we act like it won't affect us personally. It's like when something happens in a movie and you think, well, that's just a movie. Except this isn't a movie. And that kind of childish thinking is dangerous because it leads to a complete misunderstanding of real risk. Think about the last time something really scared you. And I don't mean horror movies, I'm talking about real things like disasters or problems that actually impacted you. We're so used to everything being under control that we can't even imagine things being any different. But take Hurricane Milton as an example. How did most people react? Not at all, just another event that soon be forgotten. As if it was just a bad day and not a real threat. On the flip side, this whole fantasy world view might be a form of escape. I mean, who wants to think about the bad stuff? It's easy to laugh it off, detach yourself and treat it like something far away. But that's not always the right move, especially when it comes to real threats. I think we need to get back to understanding that the world isn't as safe as it seems from within our bubble of comfort. So here's the deal. We've got all the tools to make ourselves feel safe and we relax. We forget that beyond our comfort zones, there are real problems, and when those problems knock on our door, we're not ready. We just don't know how to deal with them. And again, the questions come up. Why is that? Why have we stopped fearing the real world? I think it's because we've gotten too used to the illusion of safety. We always have everything we need right at our fingertips. So when a real threat shows up, we're just not ready for it. We live in a world where everything seems simple and safe, which makes us think that nothing can touch us. Honestly, this whole situation reminds me of video games like Minecraft or others. People dive into virtual worlds where everything under control, and the more time we spend in these virtual worlds, the less we pay attention to reality. We forget that this isn't a game, but real life, where real things are at stake. And I think this is becoming a problem not just in the US, but all over the world. People everywhere are starting to treat reality like it's some kind of make-believe. And you know what else I want to say? This childish mentality isn't just about not taking threats seriously, It's also about the habit of running away from the problems, turning everything into a joke. And that's dangerous, because Hurricane isn't a joke, it's not content for a stream, it's a real threat, and when we start ignoring that, the consequences could be a lot of worse than we think. And I'm not saying we should live in a constant fear or panic, but we should remember that the world isn't as safe as it seems, and comfort plays a big role here. It blinds us, making us think that problems won't touch us, but in reality, things can be very different. And I think it's important to realize that and be ready for life to throw surprises at us that we don't know how to handle. So let's not forget that beyond our comfort, there's a real world out there. Hurricane Milton is just a reminder of that. It's a reminder that nature and life can be unpredictable. And if we keep seeing everything through a fantasy lens, reality will hit us hard when we least expect it. And here's my personal take. Like a lot of people, I love comfort. I love when things are stable, under control. Who doesn't, right? But the more I think about it, the more I realize that discomfort sometimes plays a trick on us. We got relaxed, used to everything going according to plan, and when that plan suddenly breaks, a lot of people just freeze. I'm not saying we should reject our comforts. That'd be weird, since progress is supposed to make our lives better. But it's important to remember that not everything in life follows our desires and comfortable conditions. I think it's important to always stay on alert, not panic, but don't ignore reality either. Because honestly, the moments when life takes us out of comfort zone, that's when we get to test ourselves. How do we react? Are we ready? Or do we just hide behind another joke or social media post? One last thing, this isn't just about hurricanes and natural disaster, it's about everything in life. We can hide from real problems, creating this illusion that they don't affect us, but sooner or later they will come knocking, and then we'll see if we are ready to face them head on or if we'll keep it pretending that they're just part of the game. So let's be realists. The world's changing, the threats are real, and ignoring them isn't the answer. We don't need to live in fear, but we shouldn't forget about reality either. That's just my 2 cents. Drop your thoughts in the comments and let me know what you think about how comfort affects our view of life. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.